Hey guys, thanks for joining me. Welcome. I want to talk to you today about an opportunity I wish someone had told me about when I was first entering the workforce. Even in my early 20s, this job would have been beneficial as I would have probably entered the healthcare field a lot earlier than I had. I'm talking about a job that offers professionalism, good pay and opportunities, respect to the community, and all the confidence that comes with it. What am I talking about? EMR, Emergency Medical Responders. An emergency medical responder is a person who is specifically trained to provide out-of-hospital care in medical emergencies. This can range from first aid to basic life-saving measures. So this video is intended for anyone who's new and ready to enter the workforce, looking for that first good job, anyone who's unsure where to take their professional lives right now. Maybe you don't want to take on a lot of schoolwork and debt load right now, but you want a good paying job. Maybe you're interested in the healthcare field, but you don't want to put in all that time, money, and opportunity and then not like the job itself. This would be perfect for you. Still not convinced? All right, let me ask you, are you not working currently due to the pandemic? What if I told you that with a few weeks in this profession, you'd not only be working, but working tirelessly and making great overtime? Guys, if any of this is starting to interest you, stick around. I'm about to break down what an emergency medical responder is and what you can expect from the job. As I've already mentioned, emergency medical responders are members of the ambulance crew who provide basic treatment. Now, to fully understand where they fit in with the other pre-hospital providers, let's break it down a little bit further. As you can see, the provider designations vary depending on where you live. However, EMR in both countries, previously called first responders, is the official designation that ranks below the EMT and PCP basic life support providers. Do not let this discourage you, however. EMR is an entry-level course designed to get your feet wet and fulfill certain areas of healthcare. In fact, the EMR provider has almost all of the upside of these longer and more expensive certifications with minimal downside. So what are the prerequisites to becoming an EMR? Well, again, this will vary depending on your location. However, commonly, all you need is a valid driver's license, to have passed CPR level C or higher, and have the ability to pass a basic background check. As for your age, you can begin training and working in some areas as early as age 16. However, you will be supervised by a fully licensed practitioner until you become of age. I'd also like to add in my own personal opinion here and say that it also takes a strong kind of person both mentally and physically to practice medicine. Don't get me wrong, this job will most likely mold you into a better person with increased communication skills, investigation skills, and a higher sense of confidence. However, on the downside, you're more likely to come out of this with a bleaker sense of humor and a poor outlook on humanity as a civilization. Finding an EMR course is easy enough. As a shorter course, they can generally be found in large cities and small towns alike. Course length depends on the company providing the certification, but the average is between 2 and 4 weeks. Due to this quick turnaround, many smaller safety companies will actually run their own courses, provided they have the instructors. Many courses will consist of guided self-study hours, followed by a longer in-class period. This will involve learning about healthcare basics and legality, followed by the knowledge and skills needed to provide patient assessments, interventions, and ongoing care. Near the end, and if your jurisdiction allows for it, you may conduct a few shifts on ambulance under a senior practitioner. The cost of an EMR course varies wildly and may be an indication of the length and quality provided. Regardless of your choice, ensure that the course you take will provide you with an EMR Certificate of Achievement from an accredited college or institute, and that it is approved by your local college of paramedics. This certification can be valid for up to 3 years, but be sure to check with the company providing the course. So let's say you've graduated and now you have your certification. What's next? Well, the average EMR can expect to begin in a small town, rural community, isolated area, or remote location. Depending on which you choose, you will be expected to complete the odd patient call or two. These will consist of you practicing medicine to the best of your training and abilities. Think of yourself as glorified first aider, but now you're paid well to go chase down dude who's choking in the bathroom or buddy who's hurt his hand on the job. Much of your time will be in fact spent on transfers, and these consist of you moving a patient from hospital to hospital, or from hospital to the next town over where they have an appointment, and back again. Your average shift may be as long as 12 or 24 hours in a several day long rotation. You will be expected to maintain your vehicles and equipment while on standby for service calls in your area. Get ready for some long nights, Twilight Zone encounters, and a few really interesting stories. You can also expect to become a familiar face in the community before long. After all, you are now part of the team they call when they need help the most. Okay, now for the good stuff. As a certified EMR in Canada, a typical entry-level position can pay approximately $15 to $20 an hour. Depending on your experience and job location, EMR attendants can actually make upwards of $30 to $40 per hour. In the US, the average sits around the same at about $19 nationwide. But while comparing countries, I noticed the pay sits a little higher up here in Canada. Sorry, neighbor. This means that after some experience, you can expect to match and even surpass the hourly wage of the next highest provider, who has put in considerable more time and money. At the far end of this scale, you can potentially compete with the hourly wage of an entry-level nurse. Although, this comes with a caveat: you will need to travel. Positions that offer you isolation or hazard pay are where you will start to see the highest return on your investment, usually found in the forestry, energy, or industrial sectors. These often consist of shift work and may be dedicated work projects covering a length of time. Great for someone who likes the outdoors, needs a job between seasonal work, or who just wants to get out of the house over summer break. Okay, full disclosure, every job has its downsides. For one, we've already talked about how you have to travel for the best wages, and how you may have to spend several days away from home, possibly renting a second location or staying with a roommate. There can also be competition for the best positions we've talked about, as many people see working in locations such as the isolated wilderness as a huge benefit. Finally, if you start a career in healthcare, I'll advise you to take care of your body, as the majority of pre-hospital providers will develop a back, knee, or other repetitive stress injury throughout their career. So watch your lifts, guys. Any future growth solely as an EMR can be limited. After increasing your seniority with a company, you may have the opportunity to become an EMR instructor or move into an administrative role. If you enjoy the pay for the work and have no desire to continue developing or seeing more action, then you are set right here.
Good. I'm looking for the least possible amount of responsibility.
Otherwise, an experienced EMR will have a considerable head start if you choose to continue in any healthcare field. The next provider levels of EMT and PCP will increase the skills you can practice as well as your starting pay. Although, I might recommend you skip a few steps, but that's a video for another time. Alright guys, so that was EMR broken down in a nutshell, step by step. Let's recap. This is an entry-level job that can get you upwards of $20 an hour after a few weeks of training and an initial investment of about $500 to $2,000. If you're interested in patient care, but not sure if it's the right job for you, you're going to want to try this out first, guys. If you're directionless in life, not sure which way to go, don't serve fries and don't sell clothes. Do this instead. When you do figure out which way you want to go in life, this will look great on the resume. After all, you've been helping people through the worst days of their lives and potentially saving a life or two along the way. Thanks for watching. Help the channel grow. Hit that like button, guys.